Okay, I'm back. I just had to rewrite on the board. I'm not a tech savvy guy, as you'll learn. The sun is just starting to come up, so we might get some reflection. I'm making these videos after kind of a long night of some towing and some rec work and stuff. But anyways, it's when I have time and it's quiet. It's soon going to get noisy because of the store next door. Continuing on with what you kind of need before you think about buying a tow truck. One thing is family support. You need to make sure that your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, everybody is kind of behind you in this game. Especially if you're going to be doing emergency work. No matter what, if you're going to own a business, unless you're running it right out of your house, you're going to probably be gone a lot. I don't know. All businesses don't work like that, but if you're in any kind of transport, driving a vehicle, seems like you probably won't be home much if you're an owner-operator. You can grow and get somebody in a truck and maybe save some of that, but that's not kind of how I experienced it. It's hard to find somebody who's willing to give up what you are to make the business work. So, your wife, your girlfriend, and kids. So you got functions, you got graduations, you've got certain things you have to take the time to go do, which, that's, your wife can argue with you about that stuff. But I mean, there are times when you're just out to dinner, you're in the bed, you're, doing something in an intimate level or a sentimental level, and your phone rings and you disconnect, you run, you leave, sorry honey, and it might be okay for a while, it might be okay forever, but that's going to be something you really need to think about before you even think about buying a tow truck and taking on emergency type of work. And this leads into the work. Where are you going to get your calls in your work? What's your plan? Do you plan on having a dealership? Do you have a buddy that owns a car dealership? Do you plan on going to your local police station, state police station, whatever it is? Do you plan on trying to get on a rotation? There's a lot of other requirements that go along with that. Background checks included. For motor clubs, especially a lot of the AAA and all that stuff, I believe, are starting to really do background checks, which is a good thing. And for police work, I know that the drivers, we have to put in the names, and I'm pretty sure, I got a background check. And then drug screening, especially if you need med cards for CDL or anything like that, you really need to plan on all of these things to be able to make that decision on, do I buy a tow truck? And then of course, once you kind of start thinking about that truck, get an idea of that truck, what kind of work you're going to be doing, insurance costs, that's going to be your next big thing. The cost for the trucks, the cost for the business, the storage for vehicles. This was an ever-learning process for me. I got insurance, I got the cheapest I could find, it was through Progressive. I don't recommend that. Do what you got to do to get started. I can't say, I can't tell you not to, but you really got to look into what's covered and what's not before you learn the hard way. We are now, after being in business 15 years, we're now reevaluating our insurance with the help of another insurance company that we got through a class, and we're even learning some of the coverages that we did and didn't have, what we thought we had we didn't, and so it's really an educational thing all the way around. So right now, we, as of 2019, will be changing our insurance, mainly because of DOT numbers and going out farther and bigger trucks and all that stuff, but still, it's a learning process, so just do as much research as you can. I can't tell you numbers, how much things are going to cost, but it varies on your area, it varies on what you're towing, your loads, the cost of the vehicles you'll be doing. If you're going to be towing Ferraris and all that stuff, you're going to want to make sure you have on hook for the right amount. Make sure your liabilities are good. We have, I believe, a $3 million liability policy now. Some of that is for the plowing that we do as well, and some other maintenance stuff. I do a variety of things kind of to make my ends and world go round. But anyways, these are like the main things as far as that goes. I'm going to stress again, family. Family is very important. Either they're going to support what what you're doing and understand their sacrifice, or they're going to hold it against you. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with either one. It's just when you get into police and emergency work, you are pretty much ready and dedicated to drop what you're doing and run. So those are a few of my points on before you even start to think about a tow truck. There's probably a bunch of other things, but these are the majority things. I mean, everybody can buy a truck, everybody can go think they're gonna, make a living because they have a truck in the yard, but that's really not how it goes. There's a lot of struggles that go, especially in a business plan. Nothing goes as planned. It's always changing. I've had to change my game up, I've changed it down, I've, been all sorts of different ways with getting to where I am today. I like where I am today, I like where it's going, and I like that I'm starting to see more of a camaraderie in the area. It seems like there's a lot more tow companies over the years, but 10 years ago it was hard to even shake your tow neighbor's hand. Now I feel like they're coming in here and we're helping each other on a week-to-week basis, sometimes day-to-day. That's my list for the towing. I hope this helps somebody. If this video helps you at all, look for my next one. I'm going to talk about trucks, kind of my learning curve, what I think you might need for what areas, what kind of work you're doing, police work, private property, all that kind of stuff. There's a different tow truck for just about every kind of job. So there's not a one size fits all when it comes to the trucks. But keep an eye out. I'm going to do another video about the trucks. I'm trying to keep the videos separate so people aren't having to watch 20 minutes of one thing trying to get info for another. Again, I'm not a tech savvy guy. I apologize for my poor videos. I'm hoping that'll change. My sister's going to help me with some of that stuff, but I just wanted to let you know. Again, my name is Matt. I'm from Vermont. Family owned and operated small tow company. This is my experience, so thanks.